How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at all the physical media I got for March of 2026. This month I have 15 things to show you guys, most of which are good old horror DVDs. That's what I'm a big fan of, that's what I collect. I did get a couple of new items, including a brand new movie on Blu-ray, and we also have the rare for me 4K. I don't pick up too many 4Ks, but I was in a thrift shop and I got an insanely good deal on this movie. There's also some new fun editions of classics, including one of a very special set that I've been looking for forever, and now I have just 6 more to go on that, but I'll show you that when we get there. I guess without further ado, let me show you all the stuff I got, so let's switch to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at all the physical media I got for March of 2026. And before we begin, you guys may have noticed we have a little friend here, Reagan from The Exorcist. Every now and then I like to include a bonus item in these videos, and she's actually from this Terrorized Tiny Nightmares mystery box set. It has some cool figures in it, and the one I picked up was this Reagan figure. She's got the pea soup on her, and she's actually floating on this acrylic base, and if you look in her eyes, you can actually see the Exorcist holding up the cross. I used to be really big into mystery box figures. I'm trying to hold that back a little bit, but I can get 1 or 2 a month, and I might as well have them hanging out with me as I look at these DVDs. Anyway though, let's move on to the big new release I got, and that would be Return to Silent Hill. I thought the first Silent Hill movie was pretty good. Yeah, it does kind of lose itself at the end, but the first half especially is super solid. And when I found out they were making another one, it was based on Silent Hill 2, and they brought the original director back, I thought, wow, this is gonna be cool. But then I didn't see that much promotion for it. And it didn't actually come to too many theaters, so I wasn't able to catch it. I heard it was really bad, but I still want to check it out, and I picked up the Blu-ray with this really cool slipcover of this creepy girl with her doll against the Silent Hill ash. If we slide that out, this is the movie's regular cover with the Silent Hill sign. Flip it to the back, and we get to see some shots from the movie. There's the nurses and Pyramid Head, and this cool shot through the tunnel and the humans. And it says this includes the bonus of 4 making-of featurettes and a trailer. If we crack this open, we get the disc there, and an ad for Screambox, which I guess is where this movie's streaming. Let's slide this back in, and move on to the next thing. Now, I was actually lucky enough to happen to go to a thrift store, and they had just restocked their physical media. And I was able to pick up these next 2 items for just $2.99 a piece, which is crazy low, especially considering this next one's a 4K. This is Alita Battle Angel, the Robert Rodriguez movie produced by James Cameron and based off the manga and anime series. It's really cool. You get her as this cyborg. She wakes up, she doesn't know about her past, and we get to explore this world and these characters. I thought it was pretty cool. Wish it had made a lot bigger of a splash. Now, I myself have a few 4Ks, but haven't really made the jump yet. I don't have a 4K player. But luckily for me, most 4Ks are actually combo packs, so I'll still be able to watch this because we have the 4K as well as the Blu-ray, and I was lucky enough to get the Blu-ray 3D in here. Yeah, I cannot believe I found a 4K Blu-ray 3D combo pack for just $2.99. That's crazy. This was a big piece of luck. Flip it to the back, and there's Alita with a bit of the movie summary, and we get to see all the bonus features and technical specs and all that good stuff. Crack it open, and we get some ads. Alita statues, Alita toys, and Alita clothing even. There's the 4K, and I like how every disc has different art. The Blu-ray has an extreme close-up, and the 3D is actually the famous rollerball scene. That's really cool. But let's slide that back in, snap it shut, and move on to the last Blu-ray. Up next is a Blu-ray DVD combo pack of Get Out. Now, I have all 3 of Jordan Peele's movies, but Get Out I only had on DVD. So yeah, looking at the shelf is kind of bugging me they weren't all Blu-rays. And now I finally have them all matching, that's really great. But yeah, we get to see some shots from the movie, and there's our lead, and he gets invited to her family, and there's something up, and it's a bit of a social thriller mystery. Flip it to the back, and there he is, sinking into the void. We get the bonus features and some shots from the movie. And we crack it open, the DVD is on black, and the Blu-ray is on silver. So yeah, finally glad to give this one an upgrade. And now, let's move on to the DVDs. And for the first DVD, let's start off with a new one, and that will be Beast of War. I'm getting ready to start up Sharks of Summer again, which is where once a week during the summer I look at a shark movie. And boy, do I need to grab a few more because I've watched almost all the ones I have. And it's great to pick up a new one. We get this really cool cover of this soldier here about to get eaten by a shark. And basically the idea with this movie is it's World War II. An Australian ship went down, and while they're waiting in the water, a shark comes to try to eat them. Now, serious shark movies usually aren't that great, but I'm kind of holding out hope. Maybe this will be cool. Cool cover if nothing else. Flip it to the back, we get the little boat that they're hanging out in, some shots from the movie, there's the shark right there, and yeah, I hope this comes out good, fingers crossed. Slide it out of the case, under artwork is the same as the over, crack it open, and there's the disc with a close-up of the shark on it. Alright, let's move right along. Here's a cult classic that I actually didn't have in my collection yet. And it's super fun and cheesy, so I'm glad to pick it up. And that is Snakes on a Plane, starring Samuel L. Jackson. Super fun story. You get Jackson protecting this witness who's going to testify, and the bad guy who he's testifying against decides to put snakes on his plane in order to assassinate him. Crazy plot, but they really lean into it, and I remember having a lot of fun with it. The poster art is this symbol of a plane with 2 snakes against this bright orange fireball. And if we flip it to the back, we get some shots from the movie, including Samuel L. Jackson there, and a ton of special features. Crack it open, there's the disc with that symbol, and we get a paper over here, some sort of Snakes on a Plane phone ad. Remember when phones used to look like this? There's the back of that one. An ad for Pan's Labyrinth, that's pretty cool. Snakes on a Plane stuff on the back. Butterfly Effect 2, look for it on DVD. And NewLineDVD.com on the back. I love insert papers, they're so fun. Especially when they're weird and kind of wacky stuff like that. But anyway, let's close it up and move on to another thing I was really excited to find. The ABCs of Death 2. Much like the first one, we get 26 shorts from 26 directors, and the theme is that in every short, someone's going to die in relation to a letter of the alphabet. So A is for something, B is for something else. I remember people talking about these back in the day, and to be honest, they're okay. Doing 26 shorts, there's a lot of forgettable ones, and there's a lot that just try to go too extreme and over the top to stand out. I don't think I've seen the second one yet, but it has been a while, and hopefully I'll get to this one soon. Love the cover art of the Angel of Death with his ABC book. Flip it to the back, we get some shots from the movie. This guy kinda looks like the Crow, I'm sure he's not. And a bit of special features and stills as well. Cracking it open, there's the disc, and yeah, another former renter. The next one I've heard people talk about, it's developing a bit of a cult following, and that is Brotherhood of the Wolf. Admittedly, this is a bit of a hard sell for me. It's a werewolf movie that takes place way back in time in France. and they also do like martial arts for some reason. That's a little bit weird, but everyone says it's good, and it's actually about the Beast of Jebaddon. I believe I'm saying that right, but it's a real werewolf story, so I'm curious to see how they adapt it, especially with the martial arts as we see on the bottom. Sounds like a movie that should be crazy, but they take it super seriously. Here's the back of the movie with a fair bit longer of a plot synopsis and the special features in blue down there. Cracking it open, we have the disc, and no, I don't know why someone wrote all these random numbers on it. Used DVDs can go through a lot. And then we have the mini poster, and on the back, the scene selection. Moving right along, we have A Horrible Way to Die. Now, this is a film that I don't remember really hearing anything about, but it seems fairly interesting. It's actually directed by Adam Wingard, and back in the day, Adam Wingard did a whole bunch of stuff. He would get involved in the VHS series. I think later on he would do the Blair Witch reboot, and I think nowadays he's doing the new Godzilla and Kong movies. But we get her upside down in a pretty minimal cover, and flip it to the back and it talks about how this one, a serial killer escapes prison and her ex is with like a new guy now, and she gets worried that the killer is going to come after her. Could be an interesting idea. Crack it open and we get a shiny, shiny disc, and this is a former rental double case here. Might transfer it out and save the double case for something else that actually has 2 discs. I don't know. But let's close that up and move on to Andre the Butcher. I don't know enough about true crime to know if this was a real guy, but we get him here with the chains and the bloody apron, and looks like he is about to do a little bit of butchering. And if we flip to the back, it talks about how there's these cheerleaders, there's 2 criminals that start to hunt them down, but it turns out the criminals aren't the worst of their worries, as both groups begin to be hunted down by Andre the Butcher, who wants to harvest them and send them to hell. Gee. I got this from the same resale shop as the last one, so another former renter and another double case. But still, I haven't heard of this movie before, and that's something I'm always interested in, digging up weird and obscure horror DVDs. So I have to check this one out. Hope it's good. Alright, moving on to a section that I like to call semi-extraneous purchases. These are DVDs that I already have another edition of, but I wanted these for whatever reason. And this first one is one that I've been looking for a while. It's part of a set of 8, but I only have 2 of them. And that is Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D, but it's the deluxe edition with the special slipcover. For those of you guys who don't know, when they re-released the Friday the 13th movies on DVD for the second time, they made them deluxe editions with all this cool stuff, including 3D motion lingual slipcovers. I have one for part 2, now I have part 3, but that still leaves me 6 more that I have to track down. Finding these with their slips is something that a lot of Friday the 13th fans are trying to do, and believe me, it does take a fair bit to find them. You guys know how big my DVD collection is. I hunt through used media shops all the time. This is only my second one that I found. I might find more quicker as I'm getting bigger into Friday the 13th physical media, so hopefully I get the last 6 pretty soon. Slide it out, there's the 2D version of the cover. This is what you'll see in a lot of stores, just this. There's some pictures on the back. We get this cool Jason here, and unfortunately my copy does not have the 3D glasses. I do have other 3D glasses, so it's not a huge deal, and I couldn't pass on finding the slipcover. But yeah, too bad on the glasses. Open up the little doors, and there's the silver disc. Alright, moving along to the next 2, I got the first 2 Omen movies. The Omen movies I had in this weird Blu-ray multi-pack. Not the Scream Factory one, the weird one. And you guys know me, I'm a big fan of dual format, so I was hunting down the DVDs of the other movies. And now I finally have them all. Well, at least of the first 4 in the remake. Still need First Omen in the TV show, but that's for another day. Here's the first movie in red, the special edition. Here's the back. We get him with the knife, and we get the special features. And if we crack it open, we get the black and white disc art. The disc I have of 3 and 4 actually have matching colored disc. I don't know why these two have black and white disc. Is that how they were all released, or did someone swap them up for a later edition? I don't know. Anyway, there's the mini poster of the DVD art, and the chapter select with Damien looking down on his destruction. After that, we have Damien the Omen 2. This one is in green. There's the back, and I think this one's about a slightly older Damien. He's in school, but he doesn't know that he's the Antichrist. I remember watching this a long time ago and thinking it was really boring, but maybe I'll be in the right headspace for it this time around. I don't know. Crack it open. Again, the black and white disc, and the mini poster, and the chapter select. So now I have all 4 of the matching original Omen run. Let's move on to the next 2, and I got the clear case editions of Saw 3 and 4. For those of you guys who don't know, Saw Physical Media really went nuts, and there's a ton of cool editions. But for the standards, you had an option of getting either regular DVDs or these special clear editions. The clear editions, you could see the disc inside, and it would usually recontextualize the artwork a little bit. Here's Saw 3 with the 3 teeth, widescreen and the saw blade on the top, unrated edition. And flip it to the back and it tells you about the special features. And we get a pig mask there. Slide it out, and now you can see just the disc. And I don't know if this was the way they were in the factories, but a lot of fans have started turning these around, so the disc is actually on the other side, and it sits closer to the front cover so you can see the illusion better. But anyway, that's part 3. And then you get part 4 with this really cool red saw blade going right into Jonathan Kramer's head. And I love the tagline is, "It's a trap." There's this really cool moody image on the back. There's all the features. The scariest, most suspenseful Saw movie yet. I don't know about that, but whatever, you gotta put the best quote on the back, right? But what I love with this one is this one has a gag tied to it. I can lift the saw blade out and slowly bring it down on his head. Kinda goofy, but I love it. Anyway though, here's what it looks like without the slip. Cool red buzzsaw blade. Crack it open and we get this ad for officialsaw.com. And we get little tabs for each of the movies. And there's other tabs. Like, I think most of this ad is just a still shot from their website. That's pretty cool. Look, there's the little mouse. But anyway, seal that back up, slide it on, and put that here. Now, we're done for semi-extraneous purchases, but some of you may note that that's only 14 items. I did get one more, and it's a super random and out there pull for me, but I found this copy of Blue Crush in the thrift shop. I don't know who it was, but someone was talking about this movie and how they really loved it, and when I saw it there for super cheap, I thought, okay, fine, whatever, I'll pick it up and try to step outside of my comfort zone a little bit. This movie is about 3 friends. I think they're in California and they just want to surf and have fun. And from what I gather, it's a nice time capsule for, I think, like the early 2000s or something. There's the back with the surfing and the special features, or I'm sorry, the awesome features. Here's the disc that a reseller wrote their name on. Slide the papers out and we got a few things here. This kind of minimal mini poster with the scene selects on the back, an ad for various DVDs. Hey, there's some Jaws and Jurassic Park, and then a 2003 mail-in card on the back of that. That's cool. And then the cool rush you can feel is Nozema. Yeah, they stuck a random ad in this DVD, but whatever. And speaking of surfing, another mail-in ad. Apparently back in the day you could enter to win some sort of pro surfing thing from Swell. And there's all the terms and conditions. I am 100% certain this has expired. But who cares? Fun little retro papers. I love having more to look at and just cool stuff from back in the day. Alright, Reagan, they are crowding in on you, so let's put you closer to the front. There we go. So yeah, I got a 4K, I got 2 new movies, I got the upgrade for Get Out, and semi-extraneous purchases has yielded me some really cool additions, and plus other random fun movies as well. Overall, I think that this was a pretty fun haul. I can't wait to see what next month has in store for me, and here's hoping I'll see you then. Now that being said, if you guys really like me looking at my DVDs, I have a whole playlist of them. I think I've been doing this since October of 2022, so well over 3 years there. So if you want to see more, I'll put a playlist on the bottom, and you can start from the beginning if you want to. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Playlist here. Have a good day now.